What do graphic designers do? That's not what I'm saying. I wasn't saying that. Okay, make sure my phone's off. Oh, I feel like I should say that better. Hi, welcome back. I'm gonna share with you today what a graphic designer actually does. You would be surprised at how many times I get this question. So many people, when I introduce myself as a graphic designer, they say, you know, I don't really know what a graphic designer does. What really does a graphic designer do? Like, I've heard of that, but like, what do they do? So just take a moment and look around. No, I mean really, look around wherever you are. In your room, anywhere. Do you see a magazine, poster, movie, book? All of those involved a graphic designer. Interior designer, a person that designs interiors. Graphic designer, a person that designs graphics. What does that even mean? Well, I know you design something, but what do you design? I've tried to come up with different categories of graphic design to help you generally understand what graphic designers do. The first one is print and layout. So this would involve anything such as magazines, books, posters, billboards, anything like that that is going to be printed that involves layout and design. But also brochures for companies, flyers for organizations or companies, stationery, envelopes, business cards, things like that kind of you would need. It's pretty self-explanatory when you say print and layout. It's anything that's printed and a layout. The second area would be illustration. That's also self-explanatory. Just to give you an idea, even video game design, you know, cartoon illustrations or illustrations a lot of times for businesses, they will do illustrations in their commercials or in their how-to videos. So illustration kind of goes into a lot of different areas. Also, a lot of mock-up designs. So like before a company comes out with a product, they will probably hire an illustrator to come up with a rendering of what the product might look like before it comes out on the shelf. So it's very versatile. You might hear illustration and think of like children's storybooks or, you know, Cartoon Network, but it can even go more than that. So even in the area of illustration, you have a lot of different veins that you could go down as a graphic designer. I think an area for graphic designers would also be web development. And this is definitely a large portion of graphic designers because everything is going to the web. So even if you have a company that comes to you and needs logo development, graphic design elements like business cards and brochures, chances are they are going to want a website as well. And so as a graphic designer, your part in the web development process is going to be any of the graphic elements that go on the website, and then as well as the user interface and the layout and the structure of the way that the website looks. So that is a big deal. When you're dealing with websites, it is huge that the user goes onto their website and is able to easily navigate through the website and know where to go and be able to see everything and know exactly who the company is when they go on the website. It's a huge deal. A lot of websites you go to, they're super cluttered, the colors are everywhere, they probably have way too many colors that don't go together, they might have random pictures that don't even match. You know the ones I'm talking about. A lot of graphic designers are involved in web development and app development to help with the look and the feel to make it coexist with the rest of the branding. It's important that everything in a company or everything in an organization or a project goes together so that it's seamless and it looks professional. So graphic designers are definitely needed in the web development and app development process. Very important. I meet a lot of people that don't think that that's important, and let me just tell you, it is important. You as a user know that when you log on to a website, you want it to be user-friendly and clean and easy to navigate. That is the job of a graphic designer. Sometimes you'll meet a designer that is just a web designer and someone that is just a web developer. But a lot of times, if you are a web designer, then you're gonna need to know code, and so you might actually end up just going ahead and learning how to be a web developer yourself. So the last category that I would have is video and film. So my brother is actually a filmmaker, and here is a link to the video that he did for me, a commercial for my website. So I've actually worked with him on a lot of different film projects, and you would be surprised how much graphic design is needed if you think about it. Do you ever watch a movie and you notice that like none of the labels look real, or none of the labels are labels that you know? Oftentimes a film might not actually get the rights to use certain known labels, and so you have to make labels from scratch, or you'll have to make logos from scratch. If you have a fictional character in a movie with a fictional company, then that fictional company is going to need a logo, and depending on different shots, they might need letterhead, they might need brochures and business cards, and they need to look professional. So a graphic designer is going to need to step in and help out with creating a logo for that specific company that doesn't actually exist, but exists in the film. Or a lot of times you'll see newspapers that have, you know, the character's face on them or a story about the character, and a graphic designer would need to come in and create a fictional newspaper. So a lot of times there's things like that in a film that a graphic designer needs to come in and make props or elements that are used in the film that are specific for that film. One of my favorite projects we did was a movie about the Civil War, and it was so cool to go back and research about how to make a newspaper in the Civil War time. And so it's really neat as a graphic designer to be able to go back and actually design for something in the past. So those are the areas that I would say a lot of graphic designers can do. So I guess I kind of understand why people are a little confused about what a graphic designer does. Because there's so much. So many things go into what a graphic designer could do that I guess it's confusing what area you're really talking about. If you say you're an interior designer or you are a, you know, set designer, you're really just talking about a set or interior buildings. So if you're a graphic designer or you're in graphic design school, I would suggest that you get to know everything. If you haven't already figured out what you love, I would suggest that you try everything. I actually was terrified of web development, and I pushed myself in college to learn how to code, and I love it now. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't force myself to just try and see. And once I started to learn, I couldn't get enough of it. So really figure out what area intrigues you and just start diving into that area. But I would say try to be as diversified as possible so that you know a little bit of every area and you're a well-rounded graphic designer. And for those of you that aren't in the graphic design world but just wanted to know what a graphic designer does, then I hope that this gave you a little bit of a knowledge of what we do, even though it's very large and very vast. If you liked this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and comment below and let me know what videos you would like for me to make and what you would like to learn about. Also, subscribe to my channel so that you can stay updated on when I have a new video. While you're at it, check out this video. I went to Nashville with my brothers and we had such a fun time. Thank you for watching.